Hey guys, come on in. Let's talk on this self-care Saturday. Let's talk. Let's chop it up. Minding your own business, baby. Mind your own business on this Saturday, this self-care Saturday. Mind your own business. That means do things that totally serve you today. If you don't pick any day out of the week, it does not necessarily have to be self-care Saturday. It could be self-care Sunday. It could be self-care Monday. But pick one day out of the week for you, honey, for you, gorgeous. Pick one day out of the week where you absolutely love on yourself, male or female. Because me and you need to love on yourselves too. That's really, really a problem that we have in the masculine energy, is that they don't love on themselves enough. And God knows, baby, you ain't loving them right sometimes, because you know you ain't loved on yourself. So it's a deficiency on both sides. But for yourself, take time. Take that extra time to spend time with yourself, totally alone. In a tub of water, in your bedroom, in your car, wherever you got to go to find that peace and tap into you. Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to take care of you like you. So at the end of the day, when you're running around serving everybody else and ripping and running yourself raggedy for everybody else, you know, self-care, the first step is to self-care is to become selfish. Selfish as hell. You got to be selfish about yourself. Anything they taught you, man, abundance, selfish. Be selfish about yourself. And that means spending time on yourself, not just money. You know, we get caught up in buying things. We get caught up in material stuff, not just money. That's one of the 3 Ds, but that's not the one I'm talking about. Spiritually, take time to yourself. Get yourself grounded. Get yourself from reteach yourself how not to be so negative on yourself. You know, I always tell people to take that test. You know, you sit with yourself 10 minutes or recognize 10 minutes of your time. You could be talking to somebody, you could be at work, but just notice how many negative thoughts you have come in your own head in those 10 minutes. A whole lot of negative thoughts. So be gentle on yourself. Self-care comes with feeding good energy into yourself, talking great to yourself about yourself, knowing who the hell you are, knowing you got power, knowing you're beautiful, knowing this. When you know, it's a whole different energy. And that's part of self-care. Self-care allows you to identify with those parts of your personal self that needs nourishment, that needs light, that has been dark. And don't get me wrong, darkness and light coexist. You got to have both. So don't be afraid of your shadow or your darkness. Just recognize it for what it is. I mean, you know, all of us have a past. All of us have history. All of us got shit to get through. But you're not going to get through anything until you recognize what it is, until you see it for what it is. So work with your shadow self. Work with them dark sides of yourself. When it's just you alone in a pool, in your water, or in your pool, in your bathtub, releasing that energy, releasing those expectations, releasing that weight that you're carrying from whatever, past relationships, whatever. It all comes back to you, love. That's what you don't understand. It all comes back to you. Self-care starts with you and it ends with you. You're your own medicine. Nobody knows you better than you. Nobody's going to tell you what's good for you better than you. Nobody's going to tell you what's bad for you better than you. Nobody's going to tell you when it's time for you to stop and take a break. Nobody knows that but you. So it all comes back to self-care. And you got to take care of you first before you can take care of anybody else. You got to take care of you. You know, we get a lot of times taking care of other people and other things to fill a void that we have in our own personal spaces. Because we're so afraid to be alone with ourselves. We're so afraid to look at ourselves in the mirror. A hard look at the dark and the light. You got to look at both. You cannot have one. You can't be all love and damn light. That's fake. If somebody come to you and they all love, bullshit. They are fake as hell. Because you cannot have light without dark, point blank, period. I don't want it. I don't want all love. I want to be balanced. I want love and darkness. I can be a savage and I can be a goddess. Which one you want? And those savages parts about me, I embrace them. I love them. Because you know why? They gave me character. They built me. Those are the things that fascinated me. The moments I was in those darkness, those are the things where I came out most courageous. Those are the ones that just made me strong. So I thank my darkness. I thank my issues. And once you do that, you can build trust with yourself. Because the first bond you break, the first trust bond, nobody on the outside you can break a trust bond except for the trust you break with yourself. You mistrusted yourself at some point in your life, and then everything else was a reflection of that. So you got to build a trust back up in yourself, baby girl. You're amazing. You're beautiful. And you got to know this. It doesn't matter who else knows this. A lot of times we fix ourselves up and we put on stuff for external motherfuckers. And you ain't even got no love in your heart for yourself. You don't even have no patience for yourself. You don't even have no mercy for yourself. You can't grow like that. You just superficial as hell. Just putting on an act. I know, because I was there. I did it. People pleasing. And not even pleasing yourself. So that first bond of trust, you broke it with yourself. And the first front line of repair, of healing, starts with yourself. Looking at your light and your dark, embracing both. Acknowledging it for what it is. And then and only then are you going to be able to move on. But you got to know who you are, baby. You got to know you're beautiful. You got to know you're amazing. You got to know you're just like the earth. You give birth to many things. So, on this Self-Care Saturday, I hope you have an amazing day. It's a great day for a release. If you got unwanted attachments, you got a full moon coming up, baby. I suggest you take advantage of that energy and cut those cords. Cut those attachments so that you can grow. Cut those attachments so that you're able to move past those incidents and issues in your life that's weight for you, that you haven't quite let go of. You thought you let go of, and it could have been years ago, but it still kind of bothers you and haunts you a little bit. Somebody might have told you or showed you that you wasn't good enough. Somebody might have cheated on you and told you and showed you, or treated, or you allowed them to treat you less than. You got to say goodbye to that shit. You got to say goodbye to those projections other people projected on you, whether it's from your parents, your siblings, your children. Ain't nobody around is without fault. Nobody around is without a darkness. Nobody around don't have shit they gotta heal. None of us are perfect, and all of us have stuff we're dealing with and we have to heal. So don't be afraid of your darkness, because that's the only way to get to the light, get to the beautiful, get to the anointed, to get to the divine of yourself. Not no mystery. How can you serve something divine and you don't even serve the divineness in yourself? That's just crazy. So take care of yourself. Be selfish as hell with yourself. Take time to stop and breathe. Take time to meditate on you. Spend a little time with you. Take that bubble bath in the middle of the day, in the early morning. Time doesn't exist anyway. What are you rushing for? You've been rushing Monday through Friday at work. Take this time for you, my love. I got to get out of here. I'm almost at my destination. Y'all have amazing, amazing Self-Care Saturday.